I want to check in with Chaser Nate Rogers, who's got the story in Brooklyn of the Hate Crimes Unit investigating what might be a hate crime, swastikas found on cars in an Orthodox Jewish community. Nate, what do you got for us?
Bill, this is Brooklyn's Borough Park neighborhood. It's a predominantly Jewish Orthodox community, and for the most part, residents say they typically feel safe, but after last night, they're a bit on edge. Now, yesterday, shortly before 11 p.m., NYPD was called to 52nd and 17th Avenue after two residents reported their cars vandalized. Police say the vandal etched swastikas on two different cars on the passenger side windows.
I think it's a terrible thing, we had the shooting now in Florida too. It's time, we all have to get together and, all these hate crimes and all these things got to stop.
One of the victims is 69 years old. Neighbors tell me she just purchased her car 2 days ago. The predominantly Jewish Orthodox community is described as peaceful, family-oriented, and free of major crime issues.
Very, very loving people. People helping each other. People are nice to each other, very nice neighborhood, very nice neighbors, everything is good.
Now, police were unable to provide a description of the person or persons responsible. NYPD's Hate Crimes Task Force is now investigating.
We don't want these swastikas out there. It reminds us of bad times. My grandfather was a Holocaust survivor, and it's not a happy thing to hear that people go around and, put swastikas all over our great community here.
Now, one of the victims declined an interview but told me she was upset about the incident. She said all she can do is replace her window. Anyone familiar with this incident is urged to please contact Crime Stoppers while you will remain anonymous. In Brooklyn, I'm Nate Rogers for Chasing News.
Thank you, Nate. All right, let's bring back the A-plus panel. Afia Yunus, immigration attorney, is with us. Jeanette Hoffman, political strategist, and Delora Nanos, who is an attorney and a columnist. Jeanette, we'll start with you. So you've got the hate crime unit all over this. Obviously, it's unsettling when people do any kind of vandalism, especially something that is specifically targeted to a religion. What's your take?
Yeah, I think there should be zero tolerance for this. I think that it should be investigated as a hate crime. I have faith in the New York City Police Department that they will track down whoever did this. It could have been a joke, but it shouldn't be taken as such. There should be zero tolerance.
Afia, let me ask you, it's often almost underreacted to or underreported, but according to crime stats, hate crimes against Jews outnumber almost every other religion. And it happens more and more. Why do you think that trend is there?
In general, Jews have suffered from discrimination and hate crimes for centuries. And so this is kind of something that's been embedded in society. We need to eradicate.
Laura, why does it need to be elevated to that level? I mean, to me, somebody scratches your car with anything, that ought to be a crime right off the bat, and someone should be punished.
Well, it is a crime already off the bat, and we have special statutes that say when something that is already a crime is committed for the purpose of bias against certain characteristics, national origin, race, religion, that we elevate that to a different level because it means something different.
Afi, does the Muslim community relate to this in a different way than perhaps other religions?
I think so, especially now. I mean, there's been a full front attack on the Muslim community, and also hate crimes against the Muslim community have risen. The mosque that I attended,
but still dwarfed by the hate crimes against Jews.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean one is more important than the other. I think a hate crime is a hate crime, and what's important is the motivation behind it. And we as a nation really need to figure out why these are happening.
Although, what happens when you find out that it's just some stupid kid that was acting out, or maybe even a member of the community himself? I mean, we've certainly heard with Muslim hate crimes, there have been many false reports, people faking it, and etc. It does happen.
Yeah, of course that happens, but that's why the hate crime unit is so important, to find out the motivation.
And he or she should be held accountable.
Right, we don't want to assume that because it was a swastika that means it's a hate crime, but it does certainly warrant investigation.
Okay, thanks guys, appreciate it.